The concern I have about the budget that the legislature confirmed in the Committee of Conference is a concern, first and foremost, that it is not balanced. The foundation of a good economy is a fiscally responsible, balanced budget. And the one that the legislature has finalized is unbalanced, primarily because it carries forward money that is already booked for expenses in fiscal year 15 and acts as if it is a surplus to carry forward to fiscal year 16. That money is not there. What that means is that all of the people who think they are getting a certain amount of funding, whether it's substance misuse, whether it's mental health funding, whether it's higher education funding or funding for the community colleges, won't really be getting that funding because the money isn't there, so we would have to start cutting the minute the budget became law and the new fiscal year started. I think it's really important that budgets be transparent and honest about what they fund. The budget I proposed didn't fund everything I would have liked to. Some of the things around this table that we've talked about, like school building aid, but it was honest and transparent, and it didn't rely on gimmicks. Now you add to the fact that the budget is unbalanced and dishonest about what it funds as a result. You add to that fact that this budget includes tax breaks for large corporations, most of whom are headquartered out of this state, and you're asking the people who want us to invest in priorities to sacrifice for corporate tax breaks that aren't paid for in this budget to the tune of $21 million, and they aren't paid for in future budgets. And when these tax cuts are fully implemented, they will cost us $90 million a biennium. Meanwhile, this budget raids funds like a teacher credentialing fund. That's a fund that teachers put their own money into to pay for credentialing in order to pay for business tax cuts that go to what about 76% of the BPT rate reduction goes to about 1% of our businesses. About 50% of the rate reduction for BET goes to 1% of our businesses. And most of those businesses are headquartered out of state. So I think the priorities are also off in this budget. And I think in the future, those unpaid for business tax cuts will take us right back to the O'Brien budget that devastated this state. So with all of those things in mind, I need to veto the budget. Now, I have invited legislators to come to the table so we could come to a new compromise budget before the end of the fiscal year. They have declined to do that today. I have made suggestions about how they could pay for the business tax cuts because I'm not philosophically opposed to them, but they do have to be paid for. But those suggestions have been rejected. So at that point, I need to veto the budget. The legislature appears to be going forward with a continuing resolution so that government will continue to operate. I will remain available on a daily basis to find a way forward so we can compromise.